Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Asa Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Also, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read out several of my favorite comments and respond to them. If you would like to get in touch with me, if you want to be a patron, if you would like to get a reading done, my information is all underneath this video. If you want a reading done, please feel free to email me or hit me up on social media. If you would like to send me a gift, my Amazon wish list is underneath this video. If you would like to get some Ask an Aquarius merchandise, which is pretty cool, it's all underneath the video. So let me get started with today's topic. So a lot of you know that Aquarius tend to get in trouble because we think, especially when we're young, and some of us still think it, that we can do whatever we want, whatever that is. You know, we usually have like a code of ethics, a code of honor, but it's a personal code. So other people might be like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And that might not be in our code, you know? If you grew up like I did, you grew up with a bunch of elders constantly telling you right from wrong. Or you grew up seeing it on television, or you got those messages from school or from things like that. But the one thing that people don't tell you, especially the adults in your life, they don't tell you that it's not always easy to figure out what is the right thing. So this particular Aquarius came to me, we were talking about his life. He's a young guy. And he said to me, why is it important to do the right thing? Because the information that I was giving him about his life was that he was fucking up. Big time, okay? He's messing up. He's accumulating a lot of bad karma by doing things that he ain't got no business. Messing with several different women and lying about it. Cheating. He's in college and he was cheating, getting someone else to write his papers and cheating on tests and things like that. You know, he's done a lot of things that I just was shaking my head. And he was like, he doesn't understand why it's important to do the right thing. Why is that wrong? Is it wrong just because somebody told us it's wrong? And I'm just like, you know, everything has energy. Bad energy, good energy. That's how karma is accumulated. So your deeds, your good deeds give you good karma. Your bad deeds give you negative karma, bad karma. So the reason why it's important to do the right thing is because you want to accumulate good karma. And this is the bottom line. If you do good things out of your heart for good reasons, you accumulate good karma, and then your life in general, because I know this happened with me, your life gets better. Some people say your life can get better. Some people say it'll pay off in the next life. For me, it paid off immediately in my life. So the more positive, the more good karma you accumulate, the more good deeds you do in your life, not because you're trying to impress the gods and get good karma, but because you know it's the right thing to do. Now, it's not always easy to know the right thing to do. I'm not even going to pretend like it is, because with most of us, it's a fight between the head, the heart, and the gut. The three of those entities, the three of those chakras, have a tendency not to be in unison. Oftentimes, the head wants what is logical, the right thing to do based on logic. The heart wants the right thing to do based on feelings. These can often be very different. And the gut is the only one that's always right. The gut is always, the Egyptians believed that your soul was located behind your belly button. And I've always found that to be, I think I agree with them. Quite frankly, I don't know if they're right. I can't figure it out. I don't have an x-ray or anything, but I really do agree with them, because I've come to find that they always say go with your gut, and your gut is always right. How is it always right? But from what I've read, it's right because it's in tune with your soul is there, and your soul is in tune with your higher self. Your soul is in tune with your angels, your ancestors, and your God or goddess, your creator. It's in tune with the energy that creates planets. It's in tune with the infinite knowledge. Your mind and your heart are not. Your mind and your heart are limited to the amount of time that and the experience that you have in your body. So a lot of times you'll have a situation and your heart will be saying one thing. You know, imagine those of you who've ever been in love before with the wrong person. Your heart is like, but I love him, and he's so cute, and he smells so good, and she's so beautiful, and I love her face. And your heart is like, and your head is like, yeah, but she messing with somebody else. She keep on lying to you, and she stole your keys. The logic is like, okay. And then the gut is more than likely, in this case, with somebody that's stealing from you and dogging you out, the gut will probably agree with the head this time. But that's not always going to be the case. Sometimes none of them are going to agree. So a lot of times that is the problem, is figuring out what is the right thing. So I do understand it. It does take some consideration, but everything isn't like that. Some things are a no-brainer. Like in his case, cheating on his college exams or his school exams. That's not the right thing to do. You know that's not the right thing to do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking me about it. If you thought it was the right thing to do, you just would have did it and moved on, But it's not the right thing to do, because cheating is something that accumulates bad karma. Also, a lot of times you get caught, and then you get into further complications from getting caught. Being in relationships with more than one person and not telling them, again, bad karma. Why? It's not wrong to be in more than one relationship. It's wrong that you're lying about it. You're deceiving another person. And 9 times out of 10, you're deceiving several other persons. So it's important to do the right thing, because you want to accumulate good karma and have a good life. And this is what the cards were telling him about his life, is that you do so many shady things. Let me tell y'all, he told me that he is messing with his best friend's girlfriend. Okay? So his best friend, his ace, they've been friends since they was 5. And behind his best friend's back, he is messing sometimes when he feels like it with his girlfriend. Now, my thing is that if you and your best friend had an agreement, or y'all didn't care, y'all was poly like that, fine. But you are lying to him. You laying in the bed with, he told me he was laying in the bed with the woman. They had just got finished doing the do. And his best friend texted him to meet him at the arcade. It wasn't the arcade. The bar. The arcade. Where'd that come from? His best friend texted him to meet him at the bar. He got up and went to hang with his best friend. You were just in bed with his girlfriend. And then you left and went and hung with him? And I'm just like, the levels of shade, mighty shady this day. The levels of shade that are going on with him are awful. And I told him, I was like, all of this is bad karma, and all this is going to come back to you. And when it comes back to you, it generally comes, and it keeps your life in turmoil, because it comes back worse. Almost every time it's worse than what you put out. You slept with your friend's, woman a few times, somebody gonna take your wife. You stole somebody's money, somebody gonna tap your whole bank account. It's always, I've come to find, it's always worse than what you did. Whatever you did might have been a 1, but what comes back to you is a 3, 4, or 5. So what I was telling him is that these shady things that you keep doing, and you're like, oh, why? Why do I have to stop doing shady things? These things that you're doing are accumulating bad karma, keeping you in a bad situation. And then he's wondering why he's unhappy, why he's miserable, why he doesn't feel like he has any real friends. You don't have no real friends because you're not a real friend. All this is energy, and it keeps on coming back into your life. And some people, I remember I was talking to this guy once, and he was messing with this chick. She was his side joint, and she knew that he had a woman and was engaging because she wanted to. whatever was going on with her self-esteem, because that's the only time you play that game, is when something's wrong with you. So she was engaging, and he said to me, well, karma doesn't apply here if you believe in that sort of thing, is his quote, that sort of thing. And I was like, you'll see. You'll see. And no more than a few months later, they had gotten into a big fight. They had broke up. The girlfriend found out that he was messing with the other girl. She lived in the neighborhood. They got into a fight. She got arrested. It was a whole big mess because he lacked integrity. Bottom line. Bottom line. So many people go through violent situations because one or both of them lacked integrity. So what I'm saying is that when you are thinking, why should I do the right thing? The reason why is because that bad energy comes back to you. You pay for everything that you dish out. And some people say you deal with it, depending upon how much karma you've accumulated, it can be into the next life. A lot of people say it is into the next life. And the only way to change it, the only way to flip it around, is to start accumulating positive karma by doing the right thing as best you possibly can, because you're not always going to get it right. But if you're trying to do the right thing from a sincere place in your heart, that's all you got to do. Everything else comes together. When I was doing shade, when I was doing dirt, my life was, I was depressed all the time. I was anxious. I was happy sometimes. I would have moments of happiness, but it was fleeting. And I was always looking for the next thing, you know? And it wasn't until I said, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to stop doing things I know to be wrong. And I'm going to turn things around. And when that happened, that's when my life started to get happier. The vibration just started to gradually increase. And every year, and it's still like that now, every year it gets a little bit better. And it's only that way because of the deeds that I do. If at any given time I switch up and start messing up, that's going to go right back down. And I'm not. I like the upward projection, so I'm going to keep doing that. But that's what it's all about. It's about having good karma, doing good things for people, living a good life, and doing good for yourself. It's not really difficult to do the right thing. It's not difficult to tell the truth. It's not difficult to do the right thing either. I think that in the very beginning, I was expecting that. I was expecting it to be hard to tell the truth. Like, how can I tell the truth all the time without, like, messing up, you know, hurting somebody's feelings? Or what if it's a situation? And since I decided to tell the truth, I told myself, just tell the truth as often as possible. And when I started doing that, I was like, oh, that's easy. And people receive it. I say it kindly, in a nice way, and people receive it and they respect it. You know, more so than if I make up some BS that they know I'm lying about. Now we're going to talk about some positive comments. Lily said, Lily's my girl. What's up? What's up, Lily? Oh, Lily is one of my patrons. Check out the Magical Minutes on Patreon when you have time, if you haven't already. And if you do check them out, leave me a message and let me know what you think. Lily said, let's see, I'm cracking up. I wear mines in my bra too. Then I'll forget when I take it off and they fall out. Great video, Queen. She's talking about little crystals. I talked about putting little crystals in your bra, and you can use them that way, you know, for their healing properties or whatever you're using it for. And many of us put them in our bra, and then you take the bra off and they fall. Or you put them in your pocket and forget to take them out, and you end up washing them in the washing machine. The good thing is that as long as they don't break, they'll still work. Then I got a message from, let me see, Gimamel Rawson. I think that's how you say that. Gimamel Rawson said, people think I'm crazy because I speak truth that people don't like to hear. I would say, number one, ignore them. You know, ignore it. Speak your truth anyway and ignore how people respond. I speak my truth. And the one thing I do that you might want to make sure you are doing too, I try to speak it in a kind way, and I try to speak it with integrity. And I've come to find when I do those two things simultaneously, most people, you can't please everybody, most people receive it well. I think that the problem is that a lot of us speak our truth in the most frank, blunt way possible, and it's hard for people to really swallow it, you know? So I try to do it kindly, and I try to say it with the most integrity that I have. And most of the time, regardless of, even if it's bad news, sometimes I have to give my clients bad news. But when I say it in that kind of way, they're able to receive it and they're able to do something about it. Okay? So as long as you're doing that, keep on speaking it and ignore people who don't like you speaking it. You shouldn't be talking to them anyway. They can't handle the truth. All right, guys, come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.